Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Armored Warfare and another tank review. Today we're having a look at the Object 155, a Tier 3 MBT. Now, I wasn't originally going to do a review of this tank because players now, if you haven't got this tank already, you will never be able to get it again, I believe. Until I saw a quote. That was the quote, and because of those reasons, I am very clueless on what's going to happen, what the other fate of this vehicle is. So, for that reason alone, I'm going to do a review of it. So here we go. So here's some of the stats on the Object 155. I've brought up these two other tanks to compare, but the Type 39 just looked a lot like the Object 155. The T62 is what I'm going to be comparing it to, but the Type 39 looks just like it. But anyway, let us compare it with the other Soviet MBT at this tier, which is the T62 non-premium version, or non-premium tank at all. Damage for the Object 155 is 272 on its 100mm gun, with 219 pen, and the T62 has a 309 damage with 237 pen. So the Object 155 is failing in both regards at the moment. However, damage per minute is 2,400, which is 300 better than the T62 because of the reload. The reload is 6.76 seconds on a crew like mine. Hit points is 990 versus 1060. Hull is 120 on the front, 80 on the side and 60 on the rear. Turret is 205 on the front, 130 on the side and 60 on the rear, which is worse in not the regard of the hull. Hull is better than the T62, but the turret is worse than the T62. I think it might be the one, like, they do look like the same hull, but Object 155 has a bit more armour. Mobility, max speed of 48.6 kilometers an hour versus 50, losing in that regard, but the 0 to 30, the acceleration is worse as well, and the hull traverse is actually better by 1 degree, or half a degree actually. But anyway, camouflage is pretty much about the same. View range is 360 versus 440, so we're losing in that regard as well. Lots of bad stuff for the Object 155 right now compared to the normal tanks. Gun suppression from the front, -6, -4, which is the same. Accuracy spread is 0.17 versus 0.12, so hugely worse in that regard, but almost a degree worse, or almost a point of a 1 degree worse. Aim time of 2.59 seconds versus 2.61 seconds, and a turret traverse of 21 degrees a second. So what we can find out by comparing the two of these tanks and just looking at the Object 155, damage and the penetration is not the best, nothing to boast about. The damage per minute is pretty good for this tier. Reload time is pretty good, beating out the other tanks at this tier, the Type 39 and the T62. Hit points of 990, which is not the best in the world. Hull of 120 in the front, which is, we'll get into the armour later. Mobility is not the best, but it still worked. It worked. The acceleration is what I'm worried about. View range of 360, and the rest is just mediocre, really. But let's take that with a pinch of salt and look at the armour. So, looking at the armour, the Object 155. It's very sloped at the front here, but there's a bit lower plate here. Most tanks at this tier will probably be able to pen 120mm of armour sloped back like this, but with tanks that can't pen, which is like some tanks on its tier, you wanna be shooting the lower plate, or you want to be shooting the cupolas up here, the little ones here. From the front, you'll have to shoot behind this light to hit this cupola back here, or behind this viewport here. This viewport doesn't do any damage there. That thing or that thing doesn't do damage, but this groove here does, and this little sliver of armor up the top does. You can track the tank by just shooting the tracks here and here. The driver's hatch is on the right hand side when you're facing it, and it's just a sliver of driver's hatch, so not the best there either. Side armor, huge tracks. Don't shoot the tracks, or your shell might not go through if you're firing heat or HE or something like that. But there is a sliver of armour here. If you can shoot that, you can shoot that. Should shoot that, and then you get some damage. Side of the turret, big old side of the turret, easy pens. Big old rear of the turret, easy pens. Back of the tank, careful, there's a log. Not sure what it does, but there's a log. It could be some spaced armour, careful. But the engine's right there. The tracks are here, so don't shoot the side bits. But the entire engine's right there. So that's really the tank. Here's a vent, and I've been doing some tests on other tanks, and shooting the vents of most tanks does lead to a critical hit and doing engine damage. So yeah, the vent is on the left hand side. I'll be doing that from now on, showing you where the vent is. But anyway, that's the arm of the tank. Let's look at the retrofits. Now the tank only comes with one retrofit slot, and that is a universal slot, so you can put any retrofit you want in it. And I've put the experimental propellant Mark II, and I should be putting the Mark III in because I've unlocked it. How much is it? It's 47. Oh god. This is the problem I have with this game at the moment. I can't push out so many. I would push out loads and loads and loads of reviews of tanks. However, I can't because I need to buy all the modules for the tank to do a review on it. And buying modules in this game, when you get to the high tiers of tier 10 and 9, which I'm at the moment, is insane. Insane. About 10 million to fully equip a tank. A tier 9 tank. I want to get a Challenger 2 review out, but I can't, so I need to equip it with 10 million worth of upgrades. But anyway, we're looking at the object 145, let's not go into that. Universal slot, you can put anything you want into it. I put damage, because I like damage. You can hit points is also a nice idea. Damage, I like to get more damage on the target as much as possible. So that's just my opinion. But you can do anything you want with this tank. Really, it only has one slot, so But anyway, let's look at some gameplay. So here's the Object 145. Gameplay of it. It's just a normal tank at MBT at tier 3. In desert camo with some silly emblems on it. But anyway, we're going to go up the normal road straight into the oil refinery, or the desert leading up to the oil refinery. Gonna load some heat. We've got 44 heat rounds to load and 6 AP rounds. Pat 90, he would have been a good kill, but no matter. We can go for the other tank behind him. And he'll be an easy kill if we can actually hit him. We can indeed hit him in the lower plate for 8 damage. Thus killing him. Scorpion in front of me doing scorpion fins. Taking out the second objectives. Thank you, good sir. Then we're going to move up and take the brunt of all the damage, like a good MBT. So this MBT is a good brawler. Can get in the faces of the tanks. It's like most MBTs at tier 3. It doesn't have much armour. I mean, not like tanks at upper tiers have a huge amount of armours. This tier 3 MBT has armour, but in the normal, how you would expect it to have armour. So upper plate is armoured, lower plate is weaker. Side armour is just rubbish, and rear armour is rubbish. Turret armour is great on the front, on the side it gets rubbish, and on the back it's rubbish. So normal ideas of armour with this thing, but the gun, how's the gun perform? Gun's okay at aiming, gun's decent damage. Keep in mind this is with retrofits, or one retrofit which increases the damage by, I'm not entirely sure how much percent, but it is the Mark III retrofits that you saw earlier. But anyway, there seems to be an artillery firing over there. Let's get the secondary objective and go deal with that guy. Tank over there. Now, in most games, I do like to lock my turret to a certain position if I'm anticipating forces or enemies in that location. So I locked my turret there to the right because I was expecting more troops and tanks to spawn to the right of my tank, and they didn't, so I just unlocked the tank turret and pressed on towards this artillery that's camping the ridgeline up here. It's an Abbott VE. Would love to do a review on this, but I do not own it. There's a lot of premium tanks in this game I'd love to do a review on. I'd love to do a review on the T-64A Hunter. That'd be a great tank to review, because everyone just goes mental for it. In streams, you just watch and like, give me a Hunter. I'm like, why? I mean, just why? It doesn't look that good. It just looks like a T-64. Well, worse version. So I'd love to do a review on that, see how it works. Hopefully I can get one of those tanks for you guys to do a review. Give you the lowdown on it. But anyway, Object 155, T-92. We're proceeding into the late stage of this game. There's another T-92 in the distance, but the heat, we're going to load some heat for him. So, do you need to be scared of this tent? Not really. I mean, you can kill it easy peasy. Just hit its lower plate. If you ever see one, lower plate is cheese. Is like warm butter is what the lower plate is like. It can only get into medium missions, so you don't really need to fear it on PvE. Okay, you can't really fear it on PvE, it's on your team. But will it steal your damage? Not really. It's got a slow reload, 6.7 seconds it looks like. The aim is bad, gun handles pretty badly compared to other tanks of tier 3, like the Scorpion and all that. But it can fire some amazing heat rounds, much like most of the Russian MBTs. It's got some great gun characteristics with the damage side and the penetration side. So in that regard, you need to be scared of it firing at you, but it's easy to kill if you shoot it in the side or the rear or the front lower plate. And if you have the high enough penetration, which some tanks of tier 3 and most tanks of tier 4 have, you can hit the upper plate and penal every time. So there's no reason to be scared of this thing in a game. If it's got a very good hold down position, that's when it poses a real threat, but nothing really to be scared of. Anyway, we're only going to do one gameplay for this tank because it's a low tier. I've been Mr.Lord1, and I'll see you in the summary. So that was a quick look at the Object 155, a tier 3 MBT. So has some comparisons with other tier 3 MBTs like T62, Type 59, Type 59 Legends, T62 Veterans, all those good stuff tanks. It's got more in relation to the Type 59 because, I don't know, it sort of looks the same turret, same hull, sort of the same gun, sort of the same characteristics, although the Type 59 has a bit better in characteristics than this tank. But still a strong tank, a tier 3. Look out for it, it will ruin your day if it gets a chance to. It will, but easy peasy pen to the front, easy to pen. Just don't shoot the turret at the front. That's my main strength of this thing. Is the turret front is immense, so don't shoot that especially. Now, I did this video because they said something in the questionnaire. Was it a questionnaire? The community questions or whatever to the developers. And they said something about some encrypted answer. They do give cryptic answers, like balance 2.0 will solve everything. Global Ops is the next big thing, and Global Ops is the next big thing. It is great when they released Global Ops, but trying to think, what would they mean by that quote at the start? I showed you at the start what the answer was. So someone said something about the Object 155. Just makes me wonder what they could mean by that. But anyway, I'm Mr.Lord1. This has been a very quick video. More quick than normal. Because I don't think there's any possible way people nowadays can get their hands on this thing. Because it was used as a beta test vehicle. But anyway, I've been Mr.Lord1. Tune in next time. Thanks for watching. Give us a like. And I'll see you all next time.